This stone here looks quite ordinary, but if you look closely, you'll find clues that tell a fascinating story about a forgotten age. In recent years, the Ogham alphabet has become a feature of tattoos and jewellery everywhere. It's an alphabet used for inscriptions on stones here in Ireland, but also in Britain, and it's not as old as people often think. It's roughly the same age as Christianity in Ireland, with the earliest inscriptions dating to the 5th century and possibly into the 4th. The practice of placing inscribed standing stones at boundaries seems to have been based on Roman models, and the Ogham alphabet seems to be based closely on the Latin alphabet. How could this be though? As Irish people, we all have this idea that Ireland was never in the Roman world, and it's true that we were never conquered by Rome, we never became part of the Roman Empire, but there was certainly a good deal of contact between Ireland and Roman Britain. There was trade. We know of a trade in Irish dogs, for example. There was raiding. Think of the Romano-Briton Patrick being taken into slavery. And even before Patrick, there were actually some Irish colonies in Western Britain. That's where we find the Ogham inscriptions over there. All this contact made all kinds of exchange possible. Not just exchange of goods, but also of values, ideas, art, language, religion, and people. It's very likely that the Irish kin groups who expanded into Roman Britain felt all kinds of influences coming in the opposite direction. And it's likely that this is how Christianity first arrived here. Patrick was not a solitary figure. He was probably one of many Roman Britons who ended up in Ireland in the 5th century, bringing with them their Christian faith. Now, what about this stone? It has an Ogham inscription, and like nearly all Ogham inscriptions, it's a name. This here, up this side of the stone, says Dunai Donas, and on the other side it says Maki Mariani. Now, this gets Celtic scholars very excited, because we know that the earliest stage of the Irish language had syllables at the ends of words that were dropped around the year 500. The language simply evolved that way. And this inscription has these syllables in place, which means it dates to the 5th century. It's a member of the oldest generation of Ogham stones. Then look at the two names. Dunai Donas Maki Mariani, of Dunai Donas, the son of Marianas. Now, Dunai Donas is an Irish name. It means brown, fiery one or something like that. But Marianas is a perfectly Roman name. Was this Marianas an Irishman who gained a Roman name by contact with Roman Britain? Had his parents been impressed by Roman culture and decided to give their son a Roman name? This could be so. There were Irish kings in Britain in the 6th century with Roman names like Pompeius. But maybe this Marianus was a Roman Briton who moved over here, maybe married an Irish woman and gave his son an Irish name. That's not impossible at all. And if Marianus was a Roman Briton who immigrated to Ireland in the 5th century, then it's quite likely he was a Christian. He might even have been here before St. Patrick. So this stone in Rathglass, County Carlow, is not just any old stone for cows to rub up against. It's a rare and precious witness to the earliest stage of Irish Christianity.